Tak jdeme na to. Jedem. Jsem jednou nadšený výjimečně, neskažte to prosím vás. Neskažte to, Blizzardi. To je, přátelé, nostalgický průlet asi Warcraftem světem typuju.
Warcraft has always been my peace and my outlet.
I have such a deep love for everything inside Azeroth.
I thought I'm gonna move on eventually as if it was just any other game. And it wasn't.
Jako nechci vidět, že každý doufáme v něco jiného.
I was a very introvert person, I was lonely, and then I accidentally stumbled upon World of Warcraft. I even ended up in a guild, and in the guild I even made some friends.
And we always come together to enjoy the moments that we create in the game, whether they're fun, competitive, or silly.
You sent me a whispering game going, my water just broke. And I said, oh my goodness, I guess we better go to hospital. And you said, nah, let's kill this dragon.
And we did.
Vážně? To je spíš alarmující, že by to bylo dobrý tohle, ty vole. What the fuck?
Hearthstone changed my life.
I cannot picture my life.
Jak to, že tu ženskou neznám?
Oh my god!
To byl grabe, že jo?
Thank you, Warcraft, for giving everything that you gave us so far. Here's to like 100 years more.
When I say World of Warcraft saved my life, I really mean it.
Deset let Hearthstone, to je vlastně pravda, člověče. Počkej, Hearthstone je teďko venku 10 let, je to možný? Oficiálně jo, co? Beta byla 2013. No ty vole.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
Holly Longdale, the executive producer for World of Warcraft. Alongside Hearthstone, Warcraft Rumble, and the Warcraft real-time strategy games, we are all honored to be here to celebrate some big milestones with you and talk about the future.
Tak pojďme.
Many of us began our Warcraft adventures as players before we became developers at Blizzard. No matter which game we work on, we all share a deep love for the Warcraft universe. Today, each of the Warcraft development teams will be sharing what's coming up.
Jasně.
Some of it next year.
Takže to je takový
some
malý
just a
blízko
few weeks
dneska.
from now, and some will even be available today. So whether you've been traversing the plains of Azeroth with a view from above, or chilling in the Hearthstone Tavern, sorting out your minis for your Rumble machine, or pursuing Xalatath in Khazalgar, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Now, what better place to begin than with the games that started it all?
Warcraft 1.
Here's Brad Chan from the Warcraft RTS team.
Chat. Warcraft 4 is real. Warcraft 4 je real.
It's kind of funny how life ends up. I actually never thought about ever being a developer. When I was younger, I just wanted to play video games. Back in 2007, I was at a regional qualifier playing a game called Warcraft III. After I qualified for the tournament, someone came up to me, gave me his card, and was like, hey, we're looking for experienced RTS players to join our design team. Naturally, I said I wasn't interested. I was going to go to the Nationals, win that, go to the Worlds, win that. Easy. Well, it was a good thing I kept that guy's card, because 16 years later, here I am, working on a game that remains so important to me and so many players around the world.
A na který hře teda pracuje, protože to jako nevidíme.
Throughout my career, I've stuck to a few guiding principles. When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better.
Ano, takhle Blizzard už nefunguje.
Without further ado, I'm here to announce patch 2.0 for Warcraft III Reforged.
OK. Takže oni opravují ty trojky konečně.
This patch overhauls the environments and lighting and revamps the user interface. In addition, we are up-resing all classic Warcraft 3 assets to HD. You can now customize the type of assets you want to play with and even mix and match if you like. We have also included a bunch of quality of life changes, such as in-game customization, a revamp ladder, and much, much more. We hope you enjoy this update, which will be available to everyone who owns Reforged.
Okay.
Now, I'm not just here to talk about Warcraft III. We're also here celebrating 30 years of
Jako
Warcraft.
tohle je důležitý,
So not only
to mě
will
zajímá.
Reforged be receiving
To mě
an update
zajímá.
today, but we are also releasing fully remastered versions of Warcraft II and 1. So you can experience the story from the very beginning.
Počkat, takže oni...
These remasters have brand new hand-drawn visuals that capture the original art style from each game, and you'll be able to swap between the original graphics and the remastered versions in real time.
OK, tak to je opět...
For Warcraft 1, we added modern controls such as right-click move, bandbox select, and a faster game speed. Both games have also received various UI and UX improvements, such as tooltips and health bars, mission select screen, and an increased unit selection. Warcraft 2 will still have multiplayer functionality, and all legacy custom maps will still be fully compatible and playable.
Jako otázka je, kdo tohleto chtěl
We are
upřímně,
also
ale...
bringing back the Warcraft Battle Chess, which will include Warcraft 1, 2, and 3.
Jasně.
So here's to 30 years of Warcraft, and I can't think of a better way than celebrating than reliving the story from the very beginning.
Tyko potkané.
Oh, did I mention this is all available right now?
Dobře, čete, vůbec se hrá Warcraft 3 dneska. Budeme dneska hrát Warcraft 3, ty vole. Já se poseru. Ach jo.
Must lead your people to their destiny.
Jako teda, jestli tohle je všechno, tak jsem stál zklamaný, upřímně. Jo. Ty bláho. Takhle, tohleto je skvělá věc, ale mě fakt zajímá, kdo tohleto reálně chtěl, jestli mě chápete. Jakože, pro koho tohleto reálně dělají, kdo si teďko řekne, yes, jdu teďko hrát Warcraft 2. To je fakt zvláštní.
Now we are one.
Ano. Takže mi to spustili vážně přímo teďko. Tyjo, jak dlouho jim trvalo opravit ty Warcraft 3? 5 let. To je strašný, ty vole. Jak dobře beru. Opravili to, uvidíme. Jo.
Job's done.
Ty pláho. Ha! Ha!
It's pretty amazing to think that Hearthstone turns 10 this year. It's been such an incredible decade. Together, we've made the tavern a place for sharing joy, excitement, and some very tall tales indeed. We've made friends with Murlocs, battled old gods, and now we're traveling through space.
Yep.
But for me, the most incredible thing of all is that I get to work on my favorite game with such an amazing team. Ever since Hearthstone came out, we've been with you on that road to legend. I remember on my first climb to legend, I had played something like 500 games in 1 month. And as the clock ticked to midnight, I was 2 wins away. But I played another 500 games the following month and made it. Shout out to Darkshire Councilman. But those 1,000 games pale in comparison to the more than 160 billion games that we've all played over the last decade. And that's not counting Battlegrounds. Can you believe that it's been 5 years since the mode launched at BlizzCon?
Jako BGčka zachránili Hearthstone.
5 years of building Death Rattle Beast comps, magnetizing mechs, completing quests, and collecting trinkets. It's been awesome to watch Battlegrounds grow from what was pitched as the biggest tavern brawl ever into what it is today. We are so thankful to our community for being with us over this incredible decade, and we're looking forward to the next 10 years in the tavern together. The future is packed with even more places to explore and adventures to share. More expansions, more mini-sets, and more surprises. Now, let's take a look at what's just around the corner.
Tak prosím. Prosím,
One of the
to není
amazing things
expanze.
about working at Blizzard is getting to watch other teams pushing the boundaries on their own games. I think we're all genuinely fans of what our coworkers are up to, and it's really special when we find moments to collaborate. What's up, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your adventures among the stars in the great dark beyond.
Zatím ano.
We loved working on this expansion and wanted to take our next mini set further into the cosmos than ever before.
Jasně.
Prepare to travel beyond Azeroth, beyond Warcraft,
Konečně.
and into Heroes of Starcraft. I'm super excited.
Jenom 10 let jim to trvalo. Konečně. Konečně.
A ton of people on the team, so much love for Starcraft. So being able to bring it into the Hearthstone Tavern has been incredible.
Já jim tohleto říkal od roku 2015.
About time.
Bože. OK.
Obviously, we knew we had to go big.
Výborně.
The Zerg, Terran, and Protoss factions are represented on cards via a faction banner. Not only do the cards in each faction work well with one another, they're also usable across multiple classes.
Jasně, takže jako neutrální karty.
Also has a hero card featuring one of the most iconic faces from StarCraft. The Zerg are led by the Queen of Blades herself, Sarah Kerrigan.
Samozřejmě.
She gives Death Knights, Hunters, Warlocks, and Demon Hunters access to an aggro playstyle with near endless swarms of Zerg cards. After all, what would a StarCraft mini set even be without its own version of a Zerg rush? For the Protoss, we have the legendary Artanis, seeking to unify his people. He grants his powers to druids, mages, priests, and rogues. He focuses on powerful, high mana cost units and uses the psionic powers of the Protoss to make those cards cheaper. And finally, who else could we have to lead the Terran besides the iconic Jim Raynor? Thanks to him, warriors, paladins, and shamans will get a hold of the new starship keyword from the main set. But these aren't your average starships. They're battle cruisers. When we first started working on this mini set, we went to the team and asked, what does this need to have in order to truly feel like StarCraft? We've made sure to represent as many units from StarCraft as possible. There's even one character from Warcraft that snuck their way into the set. Grunty, the Terran armored Murloc. On top of everything else, Heroes of StarCraft has more cards than any mini set we've done before. There's so much to explore here. So many strategies, so many interactions, and so much StarCraft nostalgia. And we might have some special music as well, just for the occasion. Heroes of StarCraft is coming in January 2025.
Okay, takže v lednu.
But there's even more coming.
Ne, to jsou volby!
We're making some big changes to Arena.
To píč! Proč všechno vychází příští rok?
As Leo mentioned, Arena is getting a major glow up. But first, let's talk about what makes Arena special. Arena is Hearthstone's premium draft mode, where you build your own deck from scratch at the start of every round. It's all about you flexing your deck building skills and card knowledge to defeat your opponents. And believe it or not, Arena has stayed mostly the same for 10 years. So we thought it was finally time for a little bit of an update. From now on, there will be two kinds of Arena.
Bude normální draft konečně?
Normal Arena has a shorter format that lets you complete your runs more quickly, but still gives you that awesome competitive arena experience. And after you've established yourself in the normal arena, you'll be able to descend into the dark, dank cellar of the tavern, where challengers are engaging in high-stakes card play in our underground arena. Underground has a distinctive basement aesthetic, longer runs, and a new feature we call redraft on loss. This means that when you lose, you'll have the option to redraft cards and edit your deck, refining it to up your chances of winning as you take on more hardened challenges. We heard you also want a way to show off that you're an arena champion. We got you. Arena ratings will be available for both the normal and underground modes. Ranking for the two are separate, with the usual skill-based matchmaking in normal arena. But in underground arena, you'll be throwing caution to the wind and facing off against opponents of all skill levels.
Jasně.
Whether you're an arena veteran or maybe you just haven't clicked that arena button in a while, we hope these changes offer you another exciting way you can enjoy your time in the tavern with us. And I'm happy to tell you all of this will be coming in the first half of next year.
Jo, takže po novém roce.
Tyler to share even more of what's in store for Hearthstone.
Okay. Ale já jsem zatím nadšený normálně, co se asi zbláznil.
Hey everyone. As you can see, we've got a lot of really exciting things planned for the next few updates. But what kind of game director would I be if I didn't spill even more beans about what's coming next? It's going to be the year of the Raptor, and you'll be going on some awesome adventures in some of your favorite Azeroth locations. Next year, we kick things off with one of our most requested settings
Pandaria.
as we journey into the Emerald Dream.
Nah.
Here you'll find yourself in the middle of a legendary face-off between the druids of the Emerald Dream and the forces of the Old Gods. They'll be fighting a high-stakes battle over the fate of the World Tree in our first expansion of the year. And things are going to heat up even more when the Druids of the Flame light up the mini-set.
Yeah.
Our second expansion is also Hearthstone's first ever sequel, as we go back to Ungoro Crater. Join Elise on the hunt for a mythical lost Tortolan city. Spoiler alert, keep an eye on that volcano. After uncovering the secrets of the lost city, take part in a grand celebration in the 33.4 mini-set. The party-loving Tortolans are hosting a festival in honor of the mighty dinosaurs of the crater, and we'd hate for you to miss out on all that fun. Closing out the year is our third expansion, where you'll travel with Chromie through alternate realities to recruit legendary Warcraft heroes like you've never seen them before. This all leads to an epic showdown against Murazond at the end of time, and you won't believe what happens next. You've seen just how much we've got in store for you over the next year. Heroes of StarCraft, revamped arena, and 3 awesome expansions. We're incredibly excited, and we hope you're incredibly excited.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being part of this incredible journey. 10 years in, and our adventures in the tavern together are only just beginning.
Ale naprosto neironicky říkám, že jsem překvapený. Toto vypadá fakt skvěle pro Hearthstone. Jo, že já to potom rozeberu. Jo, ale fakt jsem překvapený, toto není vůbec špatný, teda upřímně.
Blizzard has this awesome tradition of sharing the journey that each team took to bring their games to life.
Kdo tu hraje Rumble? Občas. Tady. Mám 115 těch sigilů.
To relive the memories of development and share that passion with the rest of Blizzard. What's up, everyone? It's been about a year since I stood on the main stage of BlizzCon and we launched Warcraft Rumble together with all of you. And what a year it's been. All of us on the team have had so much fun watching you dig into our game and explore the hero collection, the army building, the nail-biting finishes.
Můžete prosím vás konečně launch na to PC.
Million bosses. And on the matter of Alliance versus Horde, you picked Team Jaina almost 10% more. But maybe, most importantly, you've summoned over 1 billion angry chickens. That's 2 billion chicken wings.
To je nejhorší karta.
In just a second,
Jeremy, we're trying to shoot Rumble here.
Oh, Rumble? Oh, I know a little bit about that. Scoot the camera. Cool. Awesome. When we started working on Warcraft Rumble, we wanted to make something that harkened back to our strategy roots.
Okay.
Like the first time I booted up Warcraft II on my dad's Power Max 7100 66 AV. I'm stoked to play those new remasters. But we also wanted to do something in our universe that we'd never done before. So we started imagining that maybe somewhere in the Hearthstone Tavern, there was a mysterious arcade machine that printed miniature versions of the heroes and villains of Azeroth and zapped them to life for you to collect and command. In those kind of early days when we were establishing the art style of Warcraft Rumble, we wanted a sense of tactility. We wanted to be able to pick up and touch the art that we were creating inside of the computer. So some of us went and printed minis and painted them up like this. And that's kind of really where all this came from. All of these minis were painted by our team. And, well, if I'm a little bit biased, but this little guy's my favorite.
what does that say underneath?
Oh, under here? Yeah. Oh, it says Jeremy. But we've done more than paint minis since our game launched. We've added new dungeons and at least 1 new mini every single season. We've got the Dark Moon Fair, new zones,
Hlavně přidali novou tu, že jo, frakci. Droidy přidali.
We added our first raid, Molten Core, and laid siege to Stormwind. In our latest season, we even bust down the doors of Ironforge. And we ain't stopping there, are we, Vic?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. Starting right now, if you hop into Rumble, we're running our first anniversary event with some truly excellent loot.
We're celebrating 1 year of Warcraft Rumble, so if you jump in after the stream, you'll be able to snag some super cool rewards, like the very valuable-looking gold kobold, which we affectionately call the Kogald. Okay, have you scanned this thing yet? Great.
We've also been working on something really exciting for later in the season.
Funguje to.
There are some characters in Warcraft
Bad Gateway, výborně, dobrá práce.
So we're adding split leaders. These leaders belong to 2 families at the same time, which really expands the possibilities of how you build out your armies. And we're not just adding 1 split leader, we're starting with 3. Up first, fighting for the Alliance and Cenarian families, is Malfurion Stormrage. And representing the Horde and Blackrock families, we got Chieftain and former War Chief Orgrim Doomhammer. And finally, leading Undead and Beasts is Anu Barak. But before any of these 3 new leaders join the fight, we're going to be reworking one that we released this time last year. Sylvanas Windrunner is finally taking her rightful place among both the Horde and Undead.
Je takhle.
We've got an awesome season ahead of us and can't wait for you to check it out. We'll be right there with you. To our amazing fans, thank you for an incredible first year of Warcraft Rumble and for your unwavering support. Your passion fuels our creativity and truly drives us forward. But there was one more thing we wanted to talk about. Jeremy? Right? There was one more thing we wanted to talk about, right?
Nope. Nope. That's all I had. See you later.
Jo. Zino, já pracuju. Pracuju, Zino. Pracuju. Klid, holky. Klid. Au. Nekousej mě. Nekousat. Nech toho hajzle. Pomoc! Ne! Ne! Nechte mě bejt. Help! Lásko! Prdele. Ne! Ježišmarja. Bože můj. Konečně to na PC. Konečně. Zino, ano. Zino, je to na PC. Vyhráli jsme. Bože můj. Holky, jděte do hajzlu. Všechny 3. Ja. Teďko je Vovko, viděl jsem to správně. Tak. Takže vychází 10. prosince Rumble na PC, viděl jsem to správně. V pořádku. Chceš žrání? Holky mají 70 kg dohromady. Mají víc než já skoro.
We are so excited that you're here to celebrate 20 years of World of Warcraft with us. When the game first came out in 2004, I remember Facebook had just launched. I've been in the game industry for a handful of years when I picked up WoW, and I was in awe. Even when I was running about and exploring on my Night Elf Hunter, I made friends who would group with me and tackled just about anything, including helping me save 40 gold for my first mount. I loved it. I still do, just like many of you. And as most of you know, the game saw absolutely explosive growth in the early years and brought multiplayer gaming to the mainstream. That in turn created countless friendships, camaraderie, and escape for people every day. It still does 20 years later. We dug into our history and discovered that across 2 decades, together, we've accumulated 1 billion days of time played in Azeroth.
Vy jste mohli být na Marsu, chápete to? Vy jste to vás pamatuje M+. Bože.
So many of you have joined us over the years. Some of you have met partners in the world and gotten married. Some of you have even named your kids and pets after characters and locations in the game. Veterans from all over the world. Those who are hearing or visually impaired or have physical challenges. We've welcomed seniors, even whole families playing together with their kids, and so many more who call our world home. No matter who you are, when you come to Azeroth, you can live how you want and be who you want to be. It's a gift for so many, and certainly to us. We feel it every day. One of those special stories is live now on Netflix, and a documentary called The Remarkable Life of Evelyn.
Já tam budu trochu kritik toho jako dokumentu, ale
life in Azeroth that he couldn't in the real world. He suffered from Duchenne muscular dystrophy for most of his life and fought it courageously alongside his incredible family, who I'm proud to have met and fallen in love with. Because of Mats and his role-play guild called Starlight, his family discovered the power of online game communities and advocate for gaming around the world as a source of joy and companionship. Sadly, Mats was taken from this world and Azeroth far too soon. Because of Mats and stories like his, we were inspired to create a charity pet program for Classic and our modern game to support Cure Duchenne, a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving and extending the lives of those affected by Duchenne muscular dystrophy. We want to thank you in advance for giving to this cause that offers support to people just like Mott's. This little cutie is Revan, and he's available until January 6th. He was inspired by the detective agency Mott's created for his busy roleplay life in Azeroth.
Tak. Hezký příběh to rozhodně.
Right now, we have our 20th anniversary celebration running in-game. We've got modernized Tier 2 armor sets,
nebudu rávovko.
classic time walking,
Nebudu rávovko.
new world bosses,
nebudu rávovko.
trading post items,
nebudu rávovko.
rewards, and more with all that nostalgic flavor.
Dobrý.
In the War Within
nic
expansion
zajímavého.
that we released a few months ago, we've taken the leap into the first chapter of the World Soul Saga. More coming on that. And of course, Classic is always cooking. But this moment is about you. You're the thundering heart of World of Warcraft and always have been. Stay tuned as we share what we are serving up for you. And thanks for making Azeroth a place you call home.
Tak pojďme. Teď, jaká je taková expanze na klasiku? Kata? Já jsem úplně zblblej, ty vole.
Hey everyone,
Je to Kata, že
Clay
jo?
and I are so excited to be here today during this anniversary celebration.
A který patch tam je? Firelandy.
Jo. For WoW Classic.
I can't believe that after 20 years, my Orc Warrior is still finding new adventures in Azeroth. Shout out to all my buds on Tichondrius.
Feels like just yesterday I was on my Night Elf Druid, ganking some buddies on the Teneris realm at the Crossroads. Sorry about that.
Being on the Classic team and getting to help contribute to this incomparable legacy, which has breathed new life into the original Classic experiences, I'm not sure anything compares to it. I love how vocal and passionate our player base is, not only about what parts of WoW's history they want to see come back, but also their passion for things we try and have experimented with.
Speaking of us taking some pretty big swings, in Season of Discovery, we've loved watching you use your new class abilities, take on our all-new level of raids, find secrets, and team up to defeat Ragnaros and Nefarian. We're looking forward to the AQ war effort, unlocking very, very soon here, which will lead right into the launch of the Encourage game. This will bring new changes and surprises that we can't wait to bring to you. Fun new mechanics, difficulty changes, new rewards. You know us well enough by now to know exactly how we'll mix it up as you wager your sanity for ancient Kiraji riches.
Beyond that, for Season of Discovery, we have one more phase to come. We previously announced we will progress through all the phases of the original Classic era. So get ready not only for Naxxramas, but new instance content featuring the Scarlet Crusade, as well as adventures in Deadwind Pass.
Aha, jasně.
Now to Cataclysm Classic.
Tak pojďme.
We recently launched the legendary Firelands.
To je poslední patch Firelandu.
Besting Ragnaros and his feet, and are hopefully a few steps closer to getting your very own Dragonwrath staff. We're looking forward to bringing you the final phase of Cataclysm Classic when our Hour of Twilight Pass.
Jo, Hour of Twilight, jo. A Dragon Soul ještě.
I know you Classic players out there must be curious where we're going next. But let's be honest, you know where we're going next.
Pandy? Pandy. Let's go, kámo. Takže skutečně to udělají. Jak já mám, že bych se vrátil na pandy, ty vole, to snad ne. Takhle nečekaný to totiž pořád je, jo, protože spousta lidí s tou expanzí má pořád problém. Každý to vnímá jinak, no. Jasně, tohle je začátek, že jo, jakoby no. Ty, to jsem teda zvědavej. To jsem opravdu zvědavej, sakra. To se zde, co s tím udělají hráči.
To announce that Mists Pandaria Classic is coming, and we can't wait to bring it to you next summer. With its legendary class design and incredible raids and dungeons, set amongst a gorgeous environment and backed by an unforgettable soundtrack, we'll be traveling back to experience all that Pandaria has to offer together.
To vychází příští rok, teda mezi volbama, mezi GTA 6, jo. A KCD.
Mists Pandaria Classic is super exciting for all of us, as well as Season of Discovery, and we love that we'll continue to be on that journey with you.
Kámo.
But we know, we spend some time on the internet, and we've heard some of you out there, you want something fresh.
Which is why we are so pleased to announce that we are bringing you the classic experience.
What the fuck?
All new Fresh Realms with the WoW Classic 20th Anniversary Edition. And it's happening soon.
How soon, Clay?
Actually soon. These realms will be going live next week on November 21st, but you won't have to rush to level 60. Classic is all about the journey after all. As we've made a change, and our first raid, Molten Core, will unlock for a few weeks after launch.
We'll be launching realms of all flavors, PvP, normal PvE, and, for the very first time, Hardcore, which will progress through the phases in lockstep with the other two.
Okay, tak to se rozmyslím. To se
For
rozmyslím.
everyone at the same time, together, on a level playing field with fresh economies on very large realms.
If you missed out on jumping into WoW Classic's initial launch in 2019, this is the perfect time to join our community. These servers will also launch with some of the quality of life features that came later on, like the Chronoboon Displacer to save your world buffs, and the improved PvP honor ranking system.
Yes, sir.
And yes, we're also pleased to announce that these realms will progress to the Burning Crusade Classic.
Jo. Takže oni de facto launchují Classic o 5 let později, znova. Chápu.
Launching these servers close to the exact date World of Warcraft came out 20 years ago, alongside all the work we're doing for Season of Discovery, Cataclysm Classic, and Mists Pandaria Classic means so much to us. We love this game, and we love the community that has made Classic Realms their home alongside their friends.
From all of us on the Classic team, thank you. This amazing journey is one that's been co-written by you, our incredible community.
WoWka má hodně možností, no já mám pocit, že ono těch možností už je jako zbytečně moc, no. Že už takhle ta hra je taková hrozně rozbitá.
We're in the middle of such an incredible moment for World of Warcraft. The World Soul Saga kicked off in August with the launch of the War Within, and we have been so excited to dive into the expansion alongside all of you. Whether you enjoy raiding, dungeons, delves, PvP, collecting appearances, pets and mounts, role-playing, or exploring the open world, we hope you found a part of Azeroth that brings you joy. It's humbling to be standing here on the eve of WoW's 20th anniversary. Looking back, 20 years ago, I was fresh out of school and I had just seen enough of the beta to know that I needed to play this game, and then immediately stopped to avoid spoiling the experience for myself. I'd booked a couple days off work for launch and was looking forward to really diving into Azeroth. But little did I know that my server would be offline for the first few days due to overwhelming demand. Shout out to Mal'Ganis. But even less could I imagine how this game would in so many ways define the rest of the course of my adult life.
Jan to držel, no. Upřímně to držel.
So, let's talk about what's coming up for World of Warcraft.
Tak.
Starting with what's on the horizon.
Ta hra skončí.
We have 1107 Siren Isle, which is currently up on our public test realms. This update will go live next month, and it has something for everyone. On the narrative front, this update includes epilogue quest lines for Dalaran and the Kirin Tor. No spoilers, but this storyline features the mysterious Haranir, who also played a starring role in our expansion release cinematic. We'll also get into the prologue for where we're going next, but more on that in a minute. 1107 also, of course, brings its namesake, the Siren Isle, a new outdoor environment to explore, full of mysteries to uncover, and rewards to help catch up your alts and prepare for the next War Within season ahead. Plunderstorm is returning, this time with a plunder store to give you more flexibility in earning your rewards instead of that linear renown track. Also making a return will be the latest iteration of our Turbulent Timeways event and a Winter Veil revamp. We can't wait for you all to experience this update next month. As an additional treat, for those of you invested in the story of the War Within, we will be releasing a novella that explains exactly what happened to Jaina and Thrall after they left us. This novella is narrated by none other than Chris Metzen and available today.
Tohle je tak těžké dát do té hry.
So, I know many of you have already seen 1107, but you have to be wondering where the War Within is going to take us after that. Okay, so following Xal'atath's trail is going to lead us to a location that I've been personally excited about since we first settled on the idea of an underground expansion. Undermine, the capital of the Goblins' trade empire. Fittingly, our name for the 11.1 patch is Undermined with a D. Now, this is a city unlike any city we've seen before in World of Warcraft, standing as a testament to the intelligence and creativity of the Goblins as masters of technology and alchemy. And as our adventures continue, we will learn more about Goblin culture than ever before. What's important to them, what problems they're trying to solve, what they're capable of as a society. Everything that makes them truly unique, beyond the humor and the explosions. Though, just to be clear, there's going to be a whole lot of explosions. You'll arrive at an Undermine that's plunged into conflict between the 4 major Goblin cartels. Steamweedle, Blackwater, Bilgewater, and of course, the Venture Company.
Jasně, ten hlavní, no.
You will align yourself with a group of your choice and run into notorious goblins like Monty Gazlow, Renzik the Shiv, Baron Revelgaz, Marin Noggenfogger, and more. Now, if you're going to be in cahoots with a Goblin cartel, you can't be seen rolling around in anything less than a truly blinged out ride. So early on, you'll earn a vehicle designed just for Undermine to push the boundaries of locomotion within World of Warcraft.
Prosím.
Undermine was built for speed, with roads designed for driving, which is just as well, because this car travels much, much faster than your regular ground mounts. You can also further adjust your car's driving characteristics. Do you prefer grip, or do you want to drift more? Do you want more acceleration, even if it's going to come at the expense of your top speed? That's up to you. You can try it all and rule the streets of Undermine, living your life 440 yards at a time.
Okay, takže
we'll also be adding a new dungeon in Undermined, Operation Floodgate, which is a race to stop a group of goblins from blowing a dam that would bring ruin to the Ringing Deeps. This dungeon will also be immediately available as part of our new Season 2 dungeon pool on Heroic, Mythic, and Mythic Plus difficulties, alongside the 4 other launch dungeons and 3 returning legacy dungeons. Now, we'll have many more details in the weeks ahead, but I can tell you that one of those legacy dungeons, naturally, in light of our goblin theme here, is the Motherlode from Battle for Azeroth. Continuing to build upon one of our favorite parts of the War Within, this new zone brings with it 2 new delves for you to explore, and we're creating new variations on the existing delves. We're also introducing seasonal updates to Bran Bronzebeard, a new adversary to follow Zek Vir, and a new set of goblin-inspired curios for Bran. Of course, a new season also means a new raid called the Liberation of Undermine coming your way, which takes you through the streets of the city and into the magnificent Galagio, brimming with color and extravagance that also hides the dark secrets of its owner, the one and only Gallywix. And for the arena PvPers out there, we're also introducing a new arena map set right amidst the city. Now, some of you may be wondering how Xal'atath fits into all of this, and how goblin politics relate to the fate of our world soul. But rest assured, Undermine plays a vital role as a continuation, a next chapter in the many stories that are unfolding in the War Within. We will have a lot more to share on that front in the months ahead. And that is just the beginning of what we have planned for the next year. Now, as you can see, 2025 is going to be an incredible year for both modern and classic WoW players.
Oni budou ukazovat expanzi příští rok, tu druhou ze 3. Jo, jasně. Yeah.
As the World Soul Saga continues to unfold, we are reflecting on these past 20 years with immense gratitude as we lay the foundations upon which to build the next 20. On behalf of the entire World of Warcraft team, thank you so much for being the heart of the history of Azeroth. Whether you've just joined our community, been with us for the last 2 decades, or somewhere in between, thank you for making Azeroth your home. And speaking of home, the team does have one more thing to share with you.
Okay, dobře. Klasicky... Ne. Nebudu hrát, kámo. nebudu hrát WoWko, ne. Tady to trvalo 20 let to tam dát konečně. Kámo, to ne. Počkat. Tak, teď jsem se úplně ztratil.
Thank you for joining us today and for being with us for the past 3 decades. The Warcraft universe is a living, breathing world that's been experienced by over 250 million players.
Já, že to bude Midnightu tím pádem.
That's millions of stories of adventure, laughter, and true connection. And as the years have passed and our communities have grown and evolved, the statue behind us reminds us all how important Warcraft is and continues to be. It serves as a reminder of our shared passion for building Azeroth together. And it's you who truly bring Warcraft to life, our players, and the communities you are a part of. Thank you for being the lifeblood of this world that means so much to all of us. 30 years of history is the perfect foundation upon which we will build a bright future ahead, and we can't wait to walk that road alongside you. And before we go, we want to share something very special.
Okay.
This September, 190 performers took to the stage to celebrate 20 years of World of Warcraft with a series of concerts in Switzerland. Prepare to dive back into the history of World of Warcraft through its incredible soundtrack performed live. And whether this music invokes cherished memories or you're hearing some of these pieces for the first time, we hope you enjoy the performance. Here's to the next 30 years.
A jdeme konečně probrat teda to, co se dneska všechno jako ukázalo a stalo, jo. S takovým delayem. Tak, jdeme na to? Hele. Já se chci ještě vyjádřit teďka po tom koncertu k tomu, jaký byl celkově ten direkt, jo. Hele. Ohlásili se nějaký česty, kde je, doufám, opravená konečně ta Warcraft 3, což také potřebuji ještě otestovat, jo. A vedle toho tak se ohlásila ta Hearthstone spolupráce s StarCraftem, což teda za mě je... Člověče, jako naprosto upřímně je to asi jako nejlepší věc, která na tom direktu dneska byla, kde já jako naprosto chápu, že vy, co nehrajete Hearthstone, tak to nemůžete docenit, jo. Ale vy si neumíte představit, jak strašně dlouho se jakoby čeká na to, až konečně se začne z Hearthstoneu stávat takový... Dobře, kdo tady hraje Magic? Víte, co to je Universes Beyond? Tak Magic měl nějakou, řekněme, svoji vlastní dějovou linku a oni začali potom do toho postupně rvát jako ostatní vesmíry, jo. Třeba Assassin's Creed, tamhle Lotr a tak dále, jo. A teďko začíná de facto, řekněme, to stejný dělat Hearthstone. Já si myslím, že tohle je správná cesta a já bych byl jako obecně hrozně rád, kdyby se do toho nějakým způsobem chytili, protože já mám pocit, že největší problém, který obecně Blizzardí hry mají, a teďko asi někoho urazím, ale já to musím jako říct, jo, tak je to, že všichni si perfektně myslejí, co ta hra má být a nejsou schopní z toho ujít ani opít. A potom to vypadá tak, že ty hry jsou tady 30 let, 10 let, 20 let, skoro bez jakýhokoliv vývoje. A tohle mě třeba na tom jako hrozně vadí. Hearthstone je zrovna hra, která se měla vyvinout už mnoho let nazpátek a ona vlastně zůstala jako úplně stejná s nějakýma, řekněme, ne minimálníma rozdílama. Ty rozdíly jsou jako velice veliký, ale v rámci těch let tak zase se jakoby nejedná o nic, jako, co by rozbilo tu hru. No a tohle obecně je celý můj jako tak nějak problém s celým Blizzardem, jo. Že já chápu, že tohle měla být 30. výročí Warcraftu, že to je taková oslava té značky jako takový, ale mě prostě pořád přijde, že tohle je jediné, co Blizzard umí dělat, tak to je cashovat na nostalgii. A já už nechci cashovat na nostalgii. Já se jako rád podívám, nebo poslechnu si témata z Lich Kinga, podíváme se, řekneme si, jo, takovýhle byly legy a tak dále, ale já nechci pořád hrát dokola to, co jsem hrál před 15 lety. Jestli chápete, kam tím mířím. A dokud tohleto nebudou schopný Blizzardi změnit, tak se nikdy v životě ty hry nezmění a nevyvinou. A já mám pocit, že poslední opravdu jako brutální krok, který Blizzardi udělali, který nahnal strašně moc lidí k nim, tak byl Overwatch. A to bylo 2016. Teďko řekněme, jak to je free to play, tak to začala hrát spousta lidí i na Steamu a tak dále. Ale je to vlastně jako ta samá hra, akorát trochu jinak. Jo. Takže mi přijde, že dokud skutečně nebude jako schopný Blizzard přitáhnout něco podobně novýho, zajímavýho, co nebudou ty úplně stávající jako témata, tak se to nehne. A teďko navážu, jo. Vy jste třeba říkali, že úplně skvělý na tom direktu tak byl ten housing, že jo? Protože jakoby lidi, co hráli WoWko, tak chtěli housing. No ale housing je ve Final Fantasy 14 už 8 let třeba, bych tak tipnul. A já se vsadím, že oni jak to launchnou, tak to bude nějaká úplně, řekněme, jako základní varianta toho housingu, která bude se postupně jako evolvovat zase v průběhu jako let, jo. Takže možná, že celkově už jako není problém v tom, že by ty hry byly špatný, protože já pořád hraju Hearthstone. Neironicky. Jo, a zvažuju, že bych se třeba vrátil jako k retailu a tak dále, ale k tomu, že mně přijde, že když už jsi to jako zažil, tak už to jako nezažiješ znova. A to je přesně ten problém, který já jako u té nostalgie vidím, kde my jsme vlastně neviděli dneska nic novýho. Je to tak, ne, čete? Že jo? Teď si ví, ty vole. To opravdu dneska největší oznámení měl Hearthstone? To je neuvěřitelný, ty vole. No, takže já bych vlastně měl být rád, člověče, ty jo. To je hustý. To je vážně hustý, ty jo. Ještě pořád může vypustit WoWko a Diablo a WoWko... No, nemůžou. Ne, takhle, Blizzard to rozhodně mrtvej není. Já my se teďko čistě bavíme jako o tom, že já akorát spekuluju nad tím, kde je jakoby rozdíl v nostalgii a kde je rozdíl ve vývoji. Protože třeba Fortnite 6. prosince pouští OG sezónu z první sezóny. Season 1, Chapter 1. Oni pouštějí, po 8 letech, co ta hra existuje, pouštějí jakoby Fortnite Classic, ale oni to samozřejmě pouštějí jako s novým enginem, s novým ovládáním a tak dále, tak aby to bylo jako hratelný, podobně jako to je hratelný dneska. Takže já mám pocit, že tohle je taky strašně jako důležitý, že oni pořád podle mě jako argumentují nějakou nostalgii, ale ty vylepšení a zapojení do toho ekosystému jsou strašně marginální. A zároveň je to Blizzard, jsou to prémiové značky, je to strašlivě drahý. Já jsem vážně doufal, že třeba dneska nám ukážu aspoň jako WoWko v Game Passu. Nebo třeba WoWko na konzole. Jo, jako to podle mě měla být ta úplně minimální věc, která tu měla být, jo, že hele, OK, máme to připravený a pokud máte Game Pass, tak další expanze je v Game Passu za free. A banger, ty vole. Jo, že jak udělali tu fúzi s Microsoftem, tak by to dávalo smysl, ale prostě nic, no. Taky hodně zvláštní to je, no. No, takže jak jsem říkal, jako Hearthstone hrák jsem nadšenej, přijde mi, že to, co přijde v lednu, tak je skvělý. Není to teda bohužel žádný jako nový mod, ale zase jako je pravda, že pokud je to baví, tak je to skvělý, no. Možná jsem akorát asi jako očekával víc a to byla dost možná nakonec prostě jako chyba, no. Ale jako ten direkt asi nakonec hodnotím pozitivně. Bylo by zase jako strašně hloupý říkat, že to bylo špatný, protože já očekávám, že bude strašně ještě jako veliký hype okolo třeba Overwatche a tak dál. No. Tak, nějaký věci k tomu. Jak to vnímáte vy? Diablo v Game Passu to musí stačit? No tak jasně, ale jako může tam být jako všechno ostatní, že jo? Jsi zaspal dobu, kámo? Teďko nechápu. Jo, takhle, takže oni ještě pořád čekají na ten antimonopolní úřad, na tu fúzi. Jo, tak tomu rozumím. Na to jsem třeba úplně zapomněl. No, tak to prostě může být klidně kvůli tomu. Tím pádem. Ok, uvidíme. Jo, a prosím vás, ta hlavní věc, proč jsem chtěl o tom mluvit, jo. Proč se já nebudu vracet k retailu ani ke klasiku, je úplně jednoduchá. Není to něco, s čím bych chtěl trávit čas a co by mě bavilo. Dlouhodobě. Vysvětlím. Já hraju hry kvůli tomu, že buď to teda u toho odpočívám, a nebo se v tom chci zlepšovat. A já jsem zjistil, že prostě můj žánr her, po tolika letech, co streamuju, tak jsou prostě roguelike hry. Jako je Hades, kde já jsem schopný se konstantně zlepšovat a projevuje se to primárně v tom gameplayi a v té zábavě. Hearthstone, tam se už nezlepším, taky jsem jako býval jeden z nejlepších, jo. Ale vedle toho tak se ne jako obávám, ale že kdybych jako začal hrát třeba WoWko, tak to dopadne tak, že já budu hrát WoWko 3 měsíce, budu to grindit jako prase a pak to vypnu. A tohle mě prostě nebaví. Jo, takže takhle bych to asi jako nějak uzavřel, že neříkám, že se k tomu nikdy jako nevrátím, pokud to nebude být nějaký smysl, ale to si vážně jako radši zahraju něco, kde prostě cítím nějaký progres a něco se mě baví. No. A tak je to jeho asi daný tím věkem. Ok. Ale jak jsem říkal, direkt byl dobrý, jsem spokojený. Rumble, Hearthstone a zbytek jsou v pohodě, pojďme zkusit ty Warcraft 3.